Well, hello, Dixie Belle paint fans. It is Melissa from the Top Drawer RVA, hopping on live on the Dixie Belle paint page. It is Wednesday, 3 p.m., and this is my scheduled time to come hang out with everybody on the Dixie Belle paint page and talk about all things paint. All right, so we have a little project today. Nothing new. You know that I go out and I shop every single week to bring you something new and exciting so that we can learn all about Dixie Belle paint products and talk about all the things that they can do and all of the crazy color that I love to paint. And I have a new one today, and I thought we would hang out for about an hour and do some gel stain along with some ombre painting if you felt like it. All right, so welcome. Nice to see you today. If you are a new follower, if you are somebody new joining me, please drop in the comments below. Say hi, let me know where you're watching from. I would love to see where everybody is tuning in from. And we're gonna get messy and play with some paint, all right? Y'all ready? Hello, everybody. I see some hearts on there, I see some comments. We are good to go. All right, so as always, I do a lot of talking and not a lot of reading, but there's always Dixie Belle Paint Company on here with me to help me answer any of these questions, along with some amazing, talented fans that are always helpful and always dropping in such useful information, and I greatly appreciate that. So let's jump in, shall we? All right, let's talk about what we're gonna do. We are gonna play with gel stain today. So you know that I love to use this product. I use No Paint Gel Stain a lot. The reason I use it is because right now I'm sitting inside my dining room and I paint inside my house and I get messy inside the house, and don't judge me for paint on my walls, it happens. So No Paint Gel Stain is an amazing product. Do you want to know why? Because I don't have to sand anything. I don't have to do any crazy amount of sanding. On a regular wood table, if you're using, say, Voodoo gel stain or a regular gel stain, you would have to sand down your product, the bare wood, get dusty and dirty and, you know, make a mess in my dining room. So I don't want to do that. I'm going to use No Paint Gel Stain today, and I'm going to show you how we use this product, all right? Let's begin. I also am going to give you the quick little down low on what we're going to do to the rest of the table before I take everything off. We're going to do a little ombre blending today. I've got some amazing blue colors, Bunker Hill, and of course, Cobalt, my favorite. Anything bright, anything bold, anything beautiful, I'm all over it. It's my favorite way to paint. All right. I also have a single drawer that I've removed from this tiny little table, and we are going to be painting this today in a base of sandbar. And if I can get that far, we're going to be doing Moonshine Metallics on Dixie Belle's brand new stencils, which you haven't seen yet before. It's my sneak peek. So if you want to see it, you better hang on to the end of this video, and I'm going to show you the sneak peek of the day. All right, let's begin. I'm going to move this down to the floor, excuse me. And we are going to talk about this table. So I'm going to tilt you down so you can see everything, and hopefully learn a little bit about gel stain and why I love it. All right. Hello from England. How are you? All right, let's go. So this is a thirsty wood table. This table's old. This table's damaged. It's got marks. It's got watermarks. It's got gouges and scratches and all sorts of crazy things going on it. So normally what you'd have to do is sand this down to a clean wood base in order to apply stain. I don't have to do that because I'm going to use gel stain today, and I'm going to show you how this works. So gel stain is a pudding-like product. I'm going to use Colonial Black today, and we are going to fix this ugly. We're going to take away this ugly, and you are going to be so surprised at how fast this really is. So if you haven't used No Paint Gel Stain yet, you're going to want to by the end of this video, because you're going to learn all about it today. So No Paint Gel Stain is an oil-based product, all right? You can apply it onto existing finishes. You do not have to sand them down. It can go over top of existing finishes. It sits on the surface more like a paint, all right? I like my gel stain thick. I don't want to see all the gross. I don't want to see all this stuff. So I like to put it on a little bit thicker, and I usually like to use 2 coats. What you do need to know is that it does need to be dry in between each coat of No Paint Gel Stain, all right? You cannot put wet gel stain over top of wet gel stain. It's just gonna pull off the work that you did because it sits more so on the surface than it would a regular stain absorbing into the product, all right? So let's see, how many colors does it come in? I don't have them on the floor, I usually do. I have a big hot mess all over the floor. Comes in a lot of colors. Weathered gray, colonial black, espresso, which is a gorgeous brown color. They have like a Georgian cherry. They have a pickling white. There is a lot of options. So if you wanted to check out what colors are available, you can easily click on the link above my head, and that's going to take you over to the Dixie Belle paint page, and you can see all the colors they have available. Personally, I like dark. The reason I like dark is because when I'm applying it, I want a thicker coverage, all right? So how do you apply gel stain? Well, it's quite easy. Dixie Belle sells these little things called applicator pads, all right? The little applicator pads come in a pack, 2 in a pack, and you can do a lot of things with this. You can use this for buffing. You can use this for cleaning. My favorite thing to use this for is this beautiful, even finish. You can use a t-shirt when you're applying this. You could use a foam roller. You could use a foam pad. It's entirely personal preference, but I like my gel stain to be nice and smooth and fresh. So these nice terry cloth pads do the job. Now I'm going to show you a little trick, all right? This is something that I do. I cut my pads in half. Well, why do you do that? Because it's a tiny table. This table isn't that big. So I know that I don't need to waste a whole entire pad. I'm going to use half my pad, and then when I come back later and apply my second coat, I'll have my second half right here, fresh and clean and ready to go. All right? So let's see. We're going to begin. What have I done to prep this surface? Well, there's a tiny scratch over here that I used Dixie Belle mud on. Because the scratch was pretty deep, I didn't want to see that when I seal my piece. So I filled that tiny little scratch with Dixie Belle's mud. Dixie Belle's mud, usually have it on the floor, is a paste that you can use to fix small little scratches, little divots, fill in any veneer issues, you know, taking care of business, cleaning up the stuff. My necklace. By the way, did you see my cutest necklace? You guys want to come in really close and see how cute this is? I have to show off a little bit. Y'all know CC Restyled because she's the bomb. She does amazing work, and she is another Dixie Belle brand ambassador. She also makes the cutest things you've ever seen. There's a tiny vanity on here, a tiny paintbrush, there's a word, there's like even a little chair to fit on the vanity. Honestly, so cute. I'm a bit obsessed. So I'm wearing it today. I'm showing off. I'm showing you off, CC. If you wanted to check out her, she is CC Restyled. You can go check her out, and I think she sells them in her shop. All right, let's go. Sorry, easily distracted by pretty things like jewelry. This table has been cleaned with white lightning. I cleaned it with white lightning in order to prepare it for paint. So cleaning it with white lightning removes any residual oils, takes off any junk on there that you don't want underneath your stain. There is a section over here that was pretty damaged by water at one point, I believe. So what I did was actually give this small section over here a light sand. You don't need to sand before you apply your gel stain, but this area did have a tiny little bit of flaking veneer issues. Varnish issues. So I just sanded off the excess varnish very lightly, minimal mess, not a big deal. All right, so I've got a rubber glove and I've got my little pad that I've cut in half, okay? So no paint gel stain in Colonial Black. It's nice and thick. It's a true black. I like 2 coats. It gets on there, it covers all the stuff, and it works really well. I'm gonna tilt this table so you can see how disgusting and damaged it really is, so that you can learn how to use your gel stain to cover up all of this gross. See that? Watermarks, uneven, scratches, gouges. We're gonna make this go away really fast. Ready? I'm gonna tilt you down so you can see even better. It's gonna chop off my head, but that's okay. So I want my no paint gel stain to go on in a nice, even manner. I always start on the edges. I'm gonna leave this in the middle, and we're gonna go around the edge of our table. You are going to see on the first application that it is not even, okay? And the reason it's not going to be even is because it needs to have a nice, thick application. This wood's pretty thirsty. I might get lucky and be able to actually do more than 1 coat. But I always start with the edges first. I'm just wiping it on in an even manner. I haven't even re-dipped it yet. See how much is on there? It's working really well. I'm also making sure to get a little bit under this lip so that you don't see it. If you find this too hard to do without taping off, you can tape it off to make sure that you're not going to get it on your other wood surface where you're going to be painting today. That's easy enough to do. Or you can take a small brush, foam brush, and go in when you're sitting on the floor later, making sure to cover your entire edge. So as of right now, I have just covered the entire edge of my tiny table with no paint gel stain in Colonial Black. Already looks so much better, right? Super, super easy. Now, when I look at the table, I can tell that the wood grain is kind of going this way. When I work with gel stain, you always want to go in the direction of the wood grain. It just helps it look more true and authentic and helps it look smoother, all right? So I'm going to take my no paint gel stain, dip that same little guy back in here. Let's start wiping across. I'm going to stay in the same direction of the wood grain. I'm going right over top of that section where I fixed the biggest scratch that had been filled with my Dixie Belle mud. And I'm pulling it across. Is it going to be perfect on the first coat? No. Do I care? Nope, because I'm going to be coming in and doing a second coat. So you ready for me to show you what this looks like with one coat of no paint gel stain? This is only one coat of no paint gel stain. This could get dangerous, y'all. I might fall over. One coat of no paint gel stain. Look at the difference. How fast was that? So fast, right? Super fast. I'm able to cover all of the junk, all of the watermarks, all of those ugly kind of color differences that I don't want to see. When I do 2 coats, letting this one dry first and apply the second one, after that second coat dries, I'm going to be able to add a beautiful gloss clear coat. I could use a gator hide. I could seal it with whatever kind of top coat you like. I've actually done a table in the garage, in the shed, and I didn't seal it because I went away on vacation. When I came back, it was super dry and looked beautiful and shiny, and I didn't even have to seal it, but I did just because it's the top of the table. I don't want somebody putting their drinks on there. So that is how fast your job is when you're using no paint gel stain. Let me put my glasses on so I can see your comments. I see a bunch of stuff. Let's see. Would you have to boss under no paint gel stain? I'm going to say no, because this is dark. The reason you would use Boss is to stop bleed through. Boss is your stain preventing primer, and you're not going to see stains because this is a dark color. So most likely a dark color like this, because you always want to go darker when the damages are there to hide the damages, I would say no to using any Boss. All right, so let me finish this really quick, and then we're going to hop down on the floor and we're going to play with some paint. Sound like a plan? And you're seeing how little amount I'm using. I mean, I think I dipped it in what? Maybe 3 times? Maybe. So I'm just going to keep pulling it across in the direction of the wood grain, covering. How easy is that, you guys? So easy. Look, how fast was that? Super, super fast. Can you do laminate tabletop? Of course you can. I do laminate all the time with gel stain. You're going to have to wait a little bit longer for it to cure and get dry. Do it all the time. It actually makes your pieces look like $1 million. Like you spent a lot more time on it than you really did. Because what did this take me? If I would have stopped all of my talking, it would have taken like 3 minutes to do this entire project. All I've done was go around the edge, right? And then hit the top with nice, smooth, fluid movements from one end to the other. How long does it take to dry? It's going to depend on where you are. Are you doing this outside? Are you doing this inside? What's your humidity level? Are you in air conditioning? All of those things you have to factor in when you're painting or doing gel stain. So I'm gonna put this on the floor and not step in it or sit on it. And this is how I then get rid of my little glove, because y'all know that I'm gonna have this on my face, wear it, something's gonna happen on a live. It's inevitable. So there you go. What about over painted kitchen cupboards? I have not applied any gel stain over top of any painted surfaces. I do it over top of old wood surfaces in order to give me a fresh, new, beautiful color. If you like this and seeing the striations and the natural wood coming through, you can go ahead and seal this when it's dry. You don't need to apply a second coat, but it's entirely up to you. I like a nice, thick second coat, and all of these little marks that you kind of see that are uneven surface are gonna disappear when I apply my gator hide. It's just gonna kind of level it out and make it good to go. Let's see. Do you need to sand the laminate before or slick stick it? When I apply gel stain to a laminate surface, I do give it a scuff sand, but here's my handy dandy tip of the day. Scuff sand in the direction of the fake wood grain. Because if you start going like this and making all crazy circles, it's going to make scratches in your laminate that are going to be harder to cover. So kind of scuff sand in the same direction of the wood grain and you should be fine. All right, hope that helps. Wonderful, what do you think? Throw me some love. So good, right? I feel like Vanna Wright right now. So easy. This gel stain is one of my most used products from Dixie Belle. I use it all the time. I use it on everything from laminate to old crusty wood to stained, water damaged wood. I've even put it over top of wood that has burns on it that you can't sand out. It saves the day. All right, let's see. How long it takes to dry? It depends on your environment. It really does. If I was outside, this is going to take twice as long. I'm inside. I bet you this will be dry by morning and I can apply a second coat. Usually around 12 hours. But yeah, that is about it. You guys ready to play some paint? Ready to sit on the floor? Let's get messy. All right, I'm gonna push my little table back. Try not to make a mess and move the camera. This is always a juggling act for me to kind of move everything around and show you all the stuff all the way without getting crazy here. And put the lid on my gel stain again, so I don't sit on it. Are we ready? Let's go. All right, here we go. So this little table has a drawer. I had the drawer pulled out and I did repair a small section of the drawer with some mud. There is a handle somewhere down here on my floor. I already spray painted it with gold. So I had a damage on this table that was like a hole from, I think, the hardware banging into it for a lot of years. I filled that with mud and I sanded it back. Other than that, the only prep that I've done for this table is to wash it with my white lightning. Fixed up the little corners, cleaned it with white lightning, and we're gonna play with some paint. All right, let's sit a little cross-legged on the floor and get into it. So how'd you like the tutorial on gel stain? Pretty easy, right? Do you think you're gonna try it? I think you should try it. I think you would be surprised at how easy it's gonna be. So the plan for this table is to paint the drawer in a different color. Why am I doing that? Well, I'm gonna do that because I want to stencil it. I wanna make this drawer my accent of the table. So this drawer is going to be painted in a beautiful neutral color called Sandbar. Sandbar is a gorgeous neutral, very plain, very light. All right, so let's do that first. So if I can get this dry enough, I can sneak peek you all the newest Dixie Belle stencil. Sneak peek, sneak peek. So we'll get in there and do that later, all right? I'm gonna leave it on the floor behind me, probably knock some stuff over. So let's paint this drawer. You can dampen your paintbrush with a spray misting bottle filled with water. What that is going to do is help your paint just kind of go on a little bit smoother. It's gonna eliminate some brush strokes and it's gonna help your paint kind of go that little bit further. I did not boss this piece. I did not prime this piece. I only cleaned it with white lightning. So this gorgeous sandbar is gonna go on here and I might have to do 2 coats. So we'll see how much I can get of it done and dry because I would love to be able to show you guys that gorgeous stencil. And if I run out of time and I can't do it, I can still show you the stencil and you can still see how pretty it is. Okay, so there you go. There's my gorgeous color using my mini of sandbar on the drawer. The plan for this piece on top of, with the stencil, Steel Magnolia in a beautiful, beautiful metallic. It's not a crazy different color. It's just nice and light and I'll have a little bit of shimmer. All right, so we're gonna put this down over here and I'm going to move my paint out of the way. All right, we hanging in? Let me put my glasses on so I can see what's going on up here. Has anyone used no paint gel stain on hardwood floors? I'm gonna tell you a little story if you got a minute. So in front of my refrigerator in my kitchen, I do have hardwood floors. They're actually walnut. And in front of where the ice dispenser is, the ice dispenser spits out random ice cubes throughout the day, throughout the night that I sometimes don't pick up or my dogs don't eat. So what that has caused around my fridge is tiny amounts of pitting where the top coat, the sealer that was used on my floor has come off, which means that there was small variations in color in the wood. So for a million years, I've been trying to fix these little scratches basically that are in front of my fridge, and I haven't been able to. I took my no paint gel stain in espresso and I wiped it in with a cloth to those scratches to darken the color of the scratches. Once that color of the scratches was dark enough, and the same as my floor, which is a beautiful walnut, deep walnut, you couldn't see them anymore. I didn't do my whole floor. I just did my scratches and it worked really good and it's holding up super duper well. So if I get any more, I'll do a tutorial for you. But as of this point, I've used gel stain on my floor to cover damages, and it really, really helped. It really, really did. So, ready to play with some color? I feel like I'm chatting a lot and I'm not doing anything. So what I've done to this piece is spray paint the feet. The feet on this piece are metal caps. I didn't want to take them off. Old pieces like this are sometimes very fragile and I don't want to break it. So I just took the metal feet and spray painted them bright gold, the same gold as the hardware, okay? This way my feet will match my drawer pull. And now we are going to play with some color. So the two colors I'm going to use today for this table, Bunker Hill and Cobalt. See how bright that cobalt is? See how gorgeous that is? Knowing that this is a small surface of area to paint, I'm going to ombre them up together, and this piece will be a lot different color than say the base by the feet, all right? And then we're gonna have that contrasting drawer. So I think I will start with this gorgeous cobalt on the floor, and then we'll move up towards Bunker Hill. What do you say? Sounds like a plan? Should I angle you down even more? I feel like you kind of need to come down even a tiny bit further so that you can see everything that's going on today. All right? I could sit here and answer questions all day long, but I gotta do some sort of painting. So we will get at it. And I'm going to use my flat medium brush. The trick for ombre blending is to choose one brush for each color. This enables you to not contaminate your paint, and you don't have to pull them together until you're ready with your separate brushes. Got it? Got it. All right. So cobalt is this gorgeous blue. And here's the deal. When I'm off camera, I'll turn the table upside down and fix the bottom of the legs. I'm not going to do that part now because that would involve me tipping it and it will fall over and then I'll be sad. So let's just do a little bit of cobalt here on the top part of the legs and get it on the piece. I'm not even going to tape off around the feet. I find that these flat medium brushes have really good ability to kind of cut in and get those edges without having to use tape. I'm just able to really get into where I need to go without taping off my corners. It's quite easy. So this wood is really old. It's pretty thirsty. All this wood is just gonna suck my paint right up. I did not prime it because these colors are fairly dark and I'm not worried about bleed through. I'm feeling that confident that it won't bleed. So we are just going to sit on the floor and play with some paint. So I'm going bold with this color because it's a tiny table. If it was a giant, huge buffet, would I paint it in rainbow colors? Possibly, possibly. But it's easier for me to do a tiny table and think of it like this is going to be somebody's accent table, like in a living room or in a hallway. I often paint this Mad Hatter style with gold leaf, with gold gilding, with lots of fun. Number one, because I love it, and color is, I don't know, it makes my heart happy. I know a lot of people are afraid to paint bold color, but go for it. On a tiny table like this, why not? Why not paint some color? Have some fun. If you find it hard to get in these little cracks, these little areas of your table, all you need to know to do is to wet your brush a little bit more. That's just gonna thin your paint out that tiny bit so that you're gonna be able to get it really into those crevices where it needs to go. All right? Doesn't blue and gold look so good together? I don't think that there's any more of like a classic combination than blue and gold. I feel like it's so classy. It always looks so good together. Navy and gold is by far my favorite, but really, any blue and gold looks good. So how we doing? We're hanging in? And there we go. I put my glasses on the floor. I'm always a hot mess down here. Hot mess. Let's see, you love the color. You're welcome for this tutorial. I'm happy to bring you fun things to paint. Like I said, I shop for furniture just to do my Wednesday tutorials with y'all here on Dixie Belle. I feel like it's important to keep you interested. It's always nice to see an entire item painted. Every once in a while I'll get something that's super big, and that means I have to spread it out over a couple weeks. But you're always welcome to come over and follow my own Facebook page. I did link it above my head. I am Melissa from the Top Drawer RVA. And what's the RVA? Anybody know? It's the Richmond, Virginia area. RVA is just connecting me to my local neighborhood. All right, so we're getting this gorgeous cobalt on here. You can see how great it's going on. Really good pigment on this piece. And I'm just going right over top of this thirsty wood, not taping anything off, and getting it on. When I do an ombre blend, I like to lay down my colors with the first coat, and then on the second coat, that's when I ombre them together, when I pull them together. I mean, some people ask, why is it called ombre? I don't know. It's a fancy word for smushing the colors. It's a fancy word for blended colors, I guess. Ombre, I like to think, is more than 2 colors, but we're only going to use 2 today. All right, let's see. Getting in all these little cracks, and all of this area here, this heavily detailed part on the piece, is going to be gilded. I'm going to get out my new Chameleon Wax. Have you heard about the new Chameleon Wax? I feel like I'm full of the secrets today. I'm giving you guys all this inside scoop info. Dixie Belle is releasing some new colors, some new fun things in October. Have you heard? Have you heard the news? So I am a lover of gold, a lover of shiny, a lover of all things pretty. So the new gilding wax will be coming out in October, but along with the gilding wax, we're gonna get some really fun little things, all right? This is going to be your sneak peek of the newest Chameleon Wax. What's Chameleon Wax? Let me tell you. Actually, I have a little jewelry box on the floor. I might be able to even pick it up and show you if I don't have enough paint on my hands. Let's see. I've taken the drawers out of it, but we can still see on here. Chameleon Wax is going to go on your piece and give you an iridescent shine. Can you see that shine on the top there? Can you see it on the lip of this piece? Chameleon Wax is your newest gilding wax with a twist. It's going to take your items and make them holographic. So this Chameleon Wax is called Apricot, and Apricot is going to go from this beautiful white peachy color to like a pink color. So crazy good, right? So good. You're going to be wowed, y'all. You're going to be wowed and shocked, and save your pennies because you are going to want this new Chameleon Wax. There's different colors: cactus, lilac, apricot. This one is the lilac. My accent is catching me. And it's going to be purple. It's going to iridescent and purple. So when this is dry, you need to come over to my own Facebook page, and I'm going to show you all of these waxes all over this gorgeous blue color. And you're going to love it. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Plus gold, because of course, why wouldn't I put gold in there? All right, so the second part of this project is Bunker Hill Blue, which is close, okay, y'all? It's close to the cobalt, but not close enough that you're not going to see the difference. I had the in the navy on the floor, and my daughter said that she didn't like it mixed with cobalt. Maybe we'll take it out a little bit and use it in some of the edges, but for now I'm going to change brushes. It's another flat medium brush, and we are going to do some really pretty Bunker Hill Blue around this piece. Now you can start to see this little vision happening of my crazy color on here. You're going to see how I'm adding the gorgeous blues. The drawer is going to be absolutely stunning in a contrast color, kind of that really pretty neutral, because this is bright. This is going to be bright. And because it's bright, you need to have a little bit of neutral in there. You can't be all crazy all the time. So I'm going to just keep turning my table so that you can see this gorgeous Bunker Hill Blue. How we doing? We all hanging in here? Are you loving this so far? Throw me some hearts. Show me some love. You can see how pretty these colors go with this black Colonial Black Gel stain. I'm telling you guys, when you put this gel stain on top of your furniture, it really makes it look high-end. It makes it look money, y'all. And if you're flipping furniture, you want your stuff to look high end. You want to make sure that your stuff looks so good that everybody wants it. So we're just going to keep going. This little jar is almost empty, but it'll finish. A little paint goes a super duper long way. So if you feel your brush dragging, you feel your paint's getting a bit dry, spritz it with water. It's all you need to do. I knew that this piece is a thirsty piece of wood. It's really dry, super old. We're gonna give it new life. This nice Bunker Hill blue really is one of those colors that you're able to get away with using a lot less paint because you're not going to need a full 2 coats of coverage on here. It's going to be easy peasy covering all of this spot without having to use coats and coats and coats of paint. All right. And I know I'm missing comments and questions, but y'all, I'll come back in and answer them when I'm done, I promise. I promise. Okay, so that part is done. I'm gonna go under here where you can't see and just finish the job. I'm not blending the colors together. I need to add more of the cobalt. I'm just putting them kind of down where they're gonna live, okay? Laying down your initial base colors when you're blending a couple colors together always helps you kind of look at it from another angle, step back once that first coat is on, and then you can see if you need to change anything, if it's going to work the way that your eye planned it out. So this way, I'm able to look at it and go, okay, I can see dark to light. I'm liking this. I might even come here with some black wax later on, getting those details, making the stuff pop. So I'm gonna go back to the cobalt blue, okay? We're going to finish adding our second coat onto the first, making sure that we're not going to need a ton of extra paint. Don't worry, after we're off camera, I'll get back down on the bottom and do all those under parts. I'll flip this table upside down and make sure that every single inch of it is painted. So right now I'm just adding my second coat of this gorgeous blue. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Seriously. I mean, are you going to get any prettier than cobalt blue? I don't think so. I do not. All right. How are we hanging in? You still there? Remember, you got to hang out with me to the end of this so that you can get the first glimpse of Dixie Belle's newest stencils that are coming this fall. And they're amazing. Super amazing. I've got one of them sitting on the floor behind me, and I'm going to give you your sneak peek. It's sneak peek day. You got to see the Chameleon Waxes. You get to see the stencils. I mean, come on. It's a good day. Gives you time to think about all the things that you're going to want to buy in the fall. Honestly, you're going to want it all. It's amazing. It is amazing. Okay, so now that I've got my second coat on here, I'm going to do the same thing with my Bunker Hill. I'm going to go around the table, making sure that I don't need more than one coat on the piece. Bunker Hill is really good coverage, and since this piece was such a thirsty wood, it just sucked that paint right in. I'm not going to need multiple coats. I'm just not. It's going to be fine with one and a tiny bit. And then we're going to pull them together. All right? Told you, lots of talking. Lots of talking, lots of painting. It's the way I roll. And while we're down here on the floor, let's go back and check the status of our drawer and see if it needs another coat of paint. I'm going to say yes. So I'm going to go back to my drawer and add my second coat of junk. I just got stuff on here I didn't want to get. Sandbar. Because I want to see if I can get it dry enough so that I can show you how to stencil. But I have a feeling we're gonna end up doing that on my page. So there you go. Remember, this is gonna go in as an accent piece mixed in with the blue to provide us with kind of a little bit of a stencil-y accent drawer with that pretty little gold hardware coming back down. So cute, super cute. There we go. Let's take a hot break, a little quick minute to kind of look up here and chat before we start pulling it all together. So, Colonial Gel Stain in black on the top. The drawer has sandbar. I'm going to be getting out the stencil, adding Moonshine Metallics and Steel Magnolia. The base of this table is this really pretty, gorgeous cobalt blue, super bright, super delicious. And we're gonna ombre it together up here. So when I ombre, you can choose, do you wanna bring the light up? Do you wanna bring the dark down? Totally up to you. I think I wanna bring the dark down. So I'm gonna take my Bunker Hill brush and I'm gonna bring that paint. Because these colors are so close together on the color wheel, this is not a hard blend, y'all. This is like, if you're gonna start blending and learning how to do ombres, make your life easy, pick two colors that are super close together, and this will make your job easier to do. If you picked purple and green and you're gonna pull them together, it's gonna take you a lot longer to figure out. It's gonna be harder to do. So I'm going to get a paper towel, which is not on the floor, so we're gonna take a wet wipe. I like to keep a towel or a paper towel close by to get off the excess amount of paint. I don't want too much paint on my brush when I'm blending the colors together. So you're gonna see me go from painting like this, which is how I did this whole entire piece, to holding my brush further down on the handle. This enables me to have more control over my blend, okay? I'm gonna go, instead of doing these nice long even strokes, I'm gonna start to go really short and very feathery. You want a light hand when you're doing your blending. So I'm just gonna blend these two colors together. It will literally take 1 minute because this is the tiniest spot. It's such a little area to blend together. Just pulling this Bunker Hill into my cobalt and moving it around so that this becomes a kind of a seamless mix. So you're not going to be able to really tell where one started and one ends. You're just blending these two colors together. All right, super simple, super easy. Let's see if I can tip it so that you can see a little bit easier. So all I've done is come in here with my brush, lightly feather my Bunker Hill. I didn't even add more paint. If anything, I just took off my paint onto the napkin on the floor, holding it tightly and blending these two colors together, allowing them just kind of to blend right into each other. It's not a hard mix. This is a very easy way to achieve a blended effect. Bunker Hill blue, cobalt, super close together, super easy to achieve. Do you think you can do that? Do you think you can try that? I think you can. I think you would be surprised. I think I'm even gonna pull a little bit of this Bunker Hill down here on the top of these, what do you call these? Flourishes on the top of the legs. Gorgeous. Now remember, all of these details are gonna be highlighted. Probably black wax, for sure gold gilding wax, and the newest Chameleon waxes. So if you want to see me use those, I'll do that live for you over on my own Facebook page. Make sure to head over there to the Top Drawer RVA. I did link it above my head so that you can come over and follow me. Facebook took away my like button, Facebook, and I only have a follow button, which is fine, because if you're a follower and you hit follow button, you are going to be able to follow along on every single thing that I do, and it will notify you when I go live onto my piece. All right, so let me double check. So here's the deal, y'all. My drawer is too wet to do the actual stenciling. You cannot stencil on top of wet paint. So I am going to have to wait and do the stenciling part on my own Facebook page. But I am going to show you the new stencil. Where am I going to put this so it's not going to fall over? So if you were watching the beginning of the video, I told you that Dixie Belle is going to be releasing new stencils this fall. 3 of them, I believe. And because I am a Dixie Belle brand ambassador, I am a lucky, lucky duck, and I get to try new things before they are released to the general public. This is one of the new stencils. What do you think? Pretty nice, right? So they have one that's like a gorgeous houndstooth. They have one that's a beautiful Moroccan style stencil. If you actually go over to Mustard Tree Market, Malia has a beautiful wardrobe that she just posted that has the gorgeous Moroccan stencil on it. And look how big this is. So big. You know what's amazing about these huge stencils is that this covers a whole entire drawer. This is going to be used a lot at my house because most stencils that I get are tiny. They're not like these big, beautiful stencils and you have to move them around. This is a nice big stencil, and being able to take this and putting this directly over top of the whole entire drawer to achieve a gorgeous metallic stencil, because I'm going to be using this with my Moonshine Metallics and Steel Magnolia over top of my sandbar just on the drawer as an accent piece for this table. So what do you think? Are you happy you got to see a sneak peek? Check it out, y'all. Check it out. It's coming this fall. Fall 2020 is a big year for Dixie Belle. Those amazing gilding waxes, the new gilding waxes that are gold and fancy and fabulous and creamy. They're so creamy and so good. I've used the gold one. I can't even tell you how much I've used it. But the new waxes are amazing. You're also going to be getting, I just put my whole hand in it. You're also going to be getting the new mousse coming out. So these waxes are creamy and pigmented and beautiful. Oh, there's a fly in here. And you're going to be able to do all sorts of fabulous things with these metallics. Super exciting. So start saving your money because if you're like me, you're going to want to buy all of the things because I'm a bit obsessed when it comes to adding shine to my pieces, especially when it has detail and fancy pants legs like this little table. So there you go. That is my tutorial for the day. What do you think? Did you learn something? I hope you did. I'll give you a quick recap once again before I go, that you can answer any questions and I will come back in and answer any questions. We did the top of this piece with no paint gel stain. No paint gel stain in Colonial Black. What this allows you to do is not have to sand your surface. You can directly apply your gel stain over top of old wood. I mean, you saw how bad that was. And if you didn't see it, this is going to be saved on the Dixie Belle paint page. Go back to the beginning so that you can see how terrible that looked before we started. You're going to wipe it on in the direction of the surface of the wood grain. You're going to use your easy peasy application pads. Remember, I cut mine in half so that I can have the other half to apply the rest of it later. I like a nice thick coverage when it comes to gel stain to hide all the damages. When this is dry, I will seal it with either gloss or gator hide. And you can seal it with whatever you like. It's up to you. Those are my two choices, top two. The base of this little table is painted in cobalt. The cobalt travels up into this gorgeous Bunker Hill blue, and it's an easy blend to ombre these two colors together because they're super duper close. Once it's dry, I'm going to be putting all sorts of fancy pants wax on here, and it's going to be fabulous. The drawer is painted in sandbar, and I'm going to be stenciling with Moonshine Metallics in Steel Magnolia. So that is it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed my video today. I hope you learned something. I would love it if you would come over and follow me on my own Facebook page, The Top Drawer RVA. I won't paint anything now. I'll wait till this is dry. Come over to my page and I will show you the rest of the project. We will stencil the drawer. We will add gilding waxes. We could probably add another coat of gel stain at the top if we get that far. But that is it. So come back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Get messy with me. Play with some paint. You know, it's not furniture, it's art. I like to hashtag all of my things that it's not furniture, it's art. Be brave, be bold with your color, have some fun, get messy, and I'm always available to answer your questions. Send me a message, and if you felt like trying any of the products I used today, you can go ahead and click that link above my head. Find your local retailer or directly have products shipped to your door. All right, stay tuned, work in progress. I'll be back next week. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.